Hello, everybody. Once again, we're back with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Justice for All. And this is going to be definitely the final session, the final trial. We'll be doing it. There's nothing else, no more. This is it. This is going to be it. Right? No more. No more. Yep, there might be another part. It's truly going to be the final one, where I have no idea how long it's going to take. Probably a long one. Oh, as always, you know, there's going to be a lot of talking. But I don't know. It seems like most of the mystery has been resolved, so I'm guessing might be short, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright? But without further ado, alright, let's start! Oh man. Oh. Why this music? How'd I get into this mess? Wait, is this the right one? That's fine enough. We can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wait, this is... What? No, what is this... I cannot allow you to go on like this. I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You're no longer worthy of your title. I'm dead. I've had this dream before. Someplace, some time ago. Yeah, at the very beginning of the game. As if this day was written to my destiny, today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. Well, can I... I mean, there's always the option to intentionally lose the game. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Unless you're telling me if I like mess things up, instead of getting a guilty verdict, I get a not guilty verdict. That will be interesting. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. It don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict too. Now listen up, you better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? Even though you're defending him. If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Maya. Phoenix? Phoenix! Oh, wait, it's Mia. Mia? Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But, you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. It's that accursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore, I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe, I'm really sorry. Where are you? Let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal. They let me join. Alright. That you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, We're going to do everything we can to find the killer. We can get Maya out, and you can get On Guard a guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, and you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal, and you and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. Yes, the power of friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to an end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. Will he? How many times has he come true for us? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt On Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing the nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is a calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corridor was killed by a professional assassin. The person who hired the assassin, his client so to speak, is Matt On Guard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become a commonplace by now, Your Honor. I want to know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's... I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah? Mr. Powers, please you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. This is correct. Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Madam when I spent. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Oh, okay, sure. Alright. First witness. Visit to Matt's room. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his Nico Samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night. I couldn't make them wait for me. Okay. What's so important about this testimony? Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with a bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Angar was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in a sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Alright, well, normally I feel like the first testimony is always press everything, but let's press the one that is the most suspicious, I guess. Or maybe this one. Oh, I'll press this as well. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nico Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? At first, what do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboy-ish uniform. He had a bottle of juice on tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. I guess we'll have to press everything? Why did you watch them? You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. Okay. I'm gonna press the first statement as well. Seems like nothing's sus so far. The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of, and I want to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not a killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Yeah, somehow. Every time? Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So, you went to the defense room and then... Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Well, I'm probably famous for pointing fingers at a witness as the actual killer. I'll just press everything. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and me, Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in a hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Oh, okay. I have absolutely no idea what's wrong with the testimony. So without wasting everyone's time, I'm going to do this. So that we can just go straight along, no need to wander here and there. But yeah, I can't. For this one, I'm really stumped, even by exactly what I need to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, okay. That's weird. I needed to. This is why I feel like even pressing everything isn't going to work, because I need to press the correct sequence or something. Okay. You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Madwell, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Ashworth. Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Okay. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Ah, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. That's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I didn't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. What of which of his shocking moments I should ask? The bellboy's face, I believe. What's so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps. I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In a smack meter of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if it had a stretch snap, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. He was there, and in God's house. He was a butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Just, you know, what a cliche, you know? The butler was the actual murderer. So that means On Guard was talking with the killer then. If that fact were to be exposed, On Guard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around and round in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue your testimony. I'm going to just talk about the money as well. Choose the money option, I guess. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? because he gave the bellboy a really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Killing a person was that cheap? Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. It can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Wait and see. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that the federal amount isn't really odd? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Ashworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the cart Shelley the killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley? The killer? He's the person the police special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person that witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh, actually, I saw the bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. The second time. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. That's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean, is that necessary as a last statement? Thank you very much. That's all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, and we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room, and if that bellboy really was the assassin, yeah, I think the answer is very obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Ha, 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 ha. This is no laughing matter. The second time. Alright. You know what? Is there... Okay, so... This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom, and this when a bellboy sort of came out of the room. What do you think about it? This kind of seem... Let's just press this one. So what exactly was so out of place about here? Right. Why the insipid green? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? The bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. Is it really unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers test my slide or try to pull a fast one? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplemented with this new one. Grr. Edgeworth, are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could demand your testimony, please. Yes, sir. Well, I know exactly what. Why he was empty-handed? Because he put the bottle inside, you know, with the tomato juice and stuff. But I don't know if I can directly present that with this statement, so I'm gonna press it further. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. We could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof, and I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Alright, so that was a very obvious hint, so I'm gonna do this. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it might be true. But isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches? What? Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? I don't think that's what he... Go. Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Oh, there's the photo. This is the crime scene. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corridor's body. Liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would like, look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here. Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corridor's room, and he left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But can you prove that Mr. Corridor was already dead at that time? Mr. Edward! Yes. I blame you for leading me down this road. I'm terribly sorry. What is it with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hand. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Well, you know, he could have some horrible injury on his hand, he just wants to hide it, you know? Why didn't you mention them earlier? So sorry, it slipped my mind. Ugh, boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. People who kill people wear black leather ones. And no other color. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? You know, technically, human skin is leather. Don't know why I say that. You know, once you process the skin, process any animal skin, they become leather. For that man, he received a large row of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. Ugh. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? The rest?
Oh yes, please tell us more.
Okay. Second meeting. There's more. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, and the old guy just left, without even going to the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. The assassin is really bad at what he is. He's really bad at his job. He just lets everyone see what he does.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went straight to the defendant's room, totally not realizing someone was watching him. Okay.
Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. A second meeting. Gave something. What is the thing you gave? I said, hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Ask about the person inside, ask about this something. He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
Ha ha ha. If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk about another point, namely, what the bellboy did next.
Oh,
so after he gave the person inside the room the thing. Okay. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engarde's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? Nah, I do. Okay. Well, I'll press everything, then we'll see. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. Was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although it just makes it harder for us, doesn't it? Ugh, talk about a lose-lose situation. Oh yeah, I guess I'll just press that same statement again. Ask about the person inside. So who took this something the bellboy handed over? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm?
And you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Ellsworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed over.
Well, let's see. I think it was... no.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. Wooden statue. This? Okay. What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Mount Ungard's mansion.
At the defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Corrit in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the killer's client.
Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even you haven't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Ashwood would have. Nah, I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear is what I feel like would be what I would do if I tried to stall. Yep. It's correct. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Ah!
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remember who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm. It was Nico Shamrai's arm, I sure had. You've got to be kidding me. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nico Shamrai. Order, order. It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So, the person who took in this little bear was Nico Shamrai. And, as we all know, Matt Ungard is the Nico Shamrai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry!
Now, I will bring this
Your Honor. Again, Mr. Wright.
Again, Mr. Wright, we already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point we do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to further explore?
Okay. The bear itself, I guess? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Miss Angard's mansion. However, Miss Angard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh!
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Angard who took this bear to his mansion.
Oh, why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Phew, disaster averted. You dumb, Phoenix, but I guess you tried. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Angard's mansion. Yep. The butler, all this time he was the killer. The killer and Angard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding in Angard mansion as its butler.
What a bold move!
The bear figurine was brought back to Angard mansion by the killer himself. Wait, there's no stitches from this view. Why is that? It's not the same person! But it looked like he was about to be arrested. Angard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad. Had been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Also, just gonna check. Alright. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quite quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all?
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Angard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? Raise an objection.
I will not.
There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have just two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, the very same figurine was found at Angard mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What am I saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Tisk. Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer?
I would say I will point the finger at Adrian Andrews again.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes. We already know that she tried to frame Matt on guard for the crime by wearing a spare Nico Shamrai costume. Then the Nico Shamrai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews.
What about Mr. On Guard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony that the defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figure at Miss On Guard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell Edgar did it.
I can't believe that defense will go so fast to pin the guilt onto somebody else.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. It's nothing petty. It's something petty. It's murder of all things.
This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution's prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
Uh-oh. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright, March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. Okay, that lasted 2 hours. Apparently that lasted 2 hours, but in real time, that was like 45 minutes or less. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold us hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. Ugh, I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick?
Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power? Maya?
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Phew, that's good, pal. And what about
you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time.
If we had just one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just followed luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent? Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in the dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within the 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on the map. About 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry.
And I could see a mailbox under the window, just outside. Gumshoe, there's a mailbox.
Okay, but what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt I was in an old office building, maybe a 3rd floor or so.
I heard that. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
March 23rd, 12:05 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, we have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You have seen it before.
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why does she... I think I know. I'm very certain I know what the bear figurine's about. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity, with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
So, this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Of course, why would it be important? So important to pass it back to the client, right? I'm gonna press this one. Maybe I'll have some ammo against Adrian. So you can take it apart. So how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. What is he doing?
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? Because it's good. You can't tell. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
And this was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be a perfect for Juan. It was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there aren't that many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but can never be the same once it's been broken. Okay, I'm just gonna press everything. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone, and as long as Juan never told anyone either, and only the two of us knew. So the two of you, huh? And of course that means Miss Angard didn't know, right? We don't know anything about this figurine, so we should try to find out more for now. Yeah, I'll keep pressing her for more information. Okay. Just press everything, I guess. A puzzle. That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Alright. Why are you wiggling your fingers again? Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that this bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes on Miss Andrews. Damn! I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. It is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Mystery of this first suicide case.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Well, I feel like maybe this can be. So if things are a bit too sensitive or too damaging for certain people to be known, there's no... Normally this kind of case, if they're... I am not too certain. Would it be... That's something I don't think I would know. Would there be evidence? I know at the very least, you know, witnesses that are can't attend open court trials, like, you know, underage individuals like children. If they are like witnesses to a case or something, normally it's just true statements that, if at worst maybe they are cross-examined, they will give their testimony, but only in like a very private manner, I believe. I don't know. That's something I probably should look up, but yeah. In regards to evidence, maybe yes, maybe no. But I would say even if it's a yes, even if it's a no, it's up to the court's discretion whether to, you know, like right now what the judge is about to do, read it out loud, or not read it out loud, and just, you know, read it by yourself, right? There's no need to tell everybody about it, because it's not this is not a trial by jury. We don't need to tell anyone what the content of the evidence is, and even if that's the case, that there is a jury bench, probably will be deliberated in closed doors.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear, though the deftly signed courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by On Guard, about being engaged to Corridor and On Guard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impax had to say.
There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
And what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Oh, Shimo, welcome. Okay, good thing you do that, because then I know my Twitch mobile app is stuck. Alright. Hello. Hope you're resting well. I hope your work isn't too much today. But yeah. We're about to finish the trial. Maybe there's another hour or 2 hours. Slept for the entire day. Oh, you didn't work. Alright. Good. Very good. I hope you have a good rest then. Maybe? Okay. I see. Alright, let's continue. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Alright.
Vijay Guard felt that woman killed herself.
At this time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person!
I guess there are flying boat lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too.
There is no room for doubt here. Mr. Tequila's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
Ugh, how am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Which one of these should I pursue? Which of it should I pursue? I'm gonna say the figurine. Maybe? I don't know. Is that horse already beaten to the death already? Or not? But I'll check. Okay. Oh, either one? Okay. Damn, this is a trick question. There's no right answer.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. Heck, he doesn't care, like he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Mount Guard killed in order to obtain this note. Damn, this is loud.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. How to pick when both options are bad. This note was hidden by Mr. Corridor until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt on Guard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would queue for a note without first knowing what it said.
Order, order, order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edward, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon himself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Met on Guard and victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Corridor, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on Guard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Madame God's fingerprints were on there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Angard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. You got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy?
Shush, stop, don't look at him.
The way he's sweating is just so ew, nasty.
Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What am I going to do next? It's running away like a frightened child work. I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had a chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Just tell me it straight to me.
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is? Still needs to be looked at? Or should I let it go? I'm gonna say present evidence. I don't know what, but we'll see. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
It's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Ashworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten I'm just repeating what Mia said. You've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Celeste's photo? That's the only thing I can think of. Changes the footage taken by the generator to radio waves, transmits the data. The spy camera? Either the spy camera or the photo. This is what I would think. Apparently not. I'm super wrong. Apparently it's a suicide note.
Take that!
That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh,
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. But I feel like this is an irrelevant objection. Totally irrelevant. As long as the defendant, the accused, believes that this is Celeste Impact's suicide note, there's no need to prove whether it is actually from Celeste, you know?
Mr. Wright, you consider...
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Angard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you?
Objection!
Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
Objection!
But if this is a fake, and the only witness is the only person who could have made it... What? Recall the witness testimonies concerning this figurine. Only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Angard.
I did no such thing.
Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, let's show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Ashworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting is yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible.
This isn't good, Phoenix.
Judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya would physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting, that's my bit. They're just a lawyer trying to buy my team. God is guilty. Look, neither can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Right on right on schedule.
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Oh, straight. All right. Posture check.
Hydrate.
I was thinking of doing that once the first part of the trial is done, but I guess I can do it now. And listen to this cool ringtone. If I recall, I think I wanted to have this ringtone as my phone's ringtone long ago. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
There's nothing for a guilty verdict and not guilty verdict, but hey, it looks like everyone's fair under the eyes of the law. What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal, but the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
Going to keep looking for him, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time.
But
don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty.
do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and...
What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that. Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after...
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Take that!
What the hell? It's just a picture of the phone.
Mr. Edgeworth, please, you've got to buy us some more time.
Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying...
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
This time, I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
Wouldn't it be better if we were adjourned for today and reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well.
Okay, so such a kind judge.
At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised, I will not allow another recess today.
Not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Now 23rd, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Ugh. Report.
Is that Mr. Edgeworth?
We don't have time, just spit it out.
Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence?
I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over.
Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir. I got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this.
With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Items left by the murderer. Huh. Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What? Is that Gumshoe? Hey, what's wrong? Did that Gumshoe? Answer me.
No one can stop me.
Oh no. Gumshoe crashed. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. I have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken. He was driving a patrol car. so no radio either. Ace Attorney says why it is. It's sort of soft, but later parts of the game gives so many twists and turns. Yep. It's always the last case that's the most intense, though. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, we stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? There is a way. That's right, there's a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. I actually don't know. The radio transceiver or this thing, the transmitter. I have no idea. Let me see. Yeah, it can't be this. Okay. I saw it. Apparently it's this. Through Franziska von Karma. Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like that? I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. Chances are slim, but she's all we have. Will Franziska help us? Will she even want to help us? Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. What am I doing now? I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict is prosecution, Edgeworth, here. Yes, Bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
To be continued.
Yeah, that took about an hour and 30 minutes for the first part. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna take 2 hours for the second part. It's always like that. Alright. Time to do this, yo! March 23rd, 2:35 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Very ready. Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. Oh no. What a turn of events. What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it?
We'd need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. Yes, that was what I was thinking as well.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. I feel like I need to back down, but I'm gonna double confirm, because if I want to stall, that would be what I want to do. Okay. Apparently I'm wrong. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. It's impossible for On Guard to know it was fake. But this is the chapter Maya is being held hostage? Yes. This is the one she is being held hostage. Yeah. It would be... Stuffed Bear? I'll choose Stuffed Bear.
Take that!
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right. A camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Ashworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew of the existence of this note. Only thing I remember about this chapter. Okay. Because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
So then, the defender knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Corridor 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. On Guard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Ashworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Gah.
Order, order, order. Mr. Ashworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As if I figured.
Huh? Or as you figured?
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Ashworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. On Guard's motive through the evidence, we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edward is stuttering. It's not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness this person, Mr. Ashworth? What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Ashworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of Who was it that hired Shelley the Killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness?
It's,
Yes? Go on. Who is it?
the man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer.
Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin
Yes, Your Honor.
is coming here to the witness stand.
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright,
Yes?
is this all right with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is all right to do this.
Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Yes, there's no other way than summon the killer as the witness. Yep. Now then, witness, your name and your occupation, please. Oh no, I have to do this? Okay, oh well.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say, what is going on here?
How do we confirm it's actually the killer, though? Your Honor.
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself.
Yes, this was what I was thinking. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry. But Maya!
A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We're satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Good. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream.
Shelley the Killer, what is he going to say? And he's not going to be a snitch. Alright, that's one thing.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. The Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about his trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
Cross-examination.
Press, what do you mean by this? The trust between you and your client?
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time one of my clients have ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly.
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another crime in order to save themselves. And this is trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You? Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, would you care to die?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself. Oh no, being threatened to get killed. The court, the judge.
Hold it!
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
Ugh, that egomaniac.
It's not so. It's not good for your health. Do be so aggravated. Don't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients?
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the first word first means?
So sorry. Go on.
Well, it appears there's one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
It's only because you don't know about my situation. I've done everything. I have to press the same statement twice. After pressing the third... This is dumb. That's why I look at the walkthrough. The trust between you and your client. Yes. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with the client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Would have figured.
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really?
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information. You sick.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
Okay, so you're going to tell me now?
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida?
That person's name is Adrian Andrews.
Wah. Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Ashworth in the back. Stabbed Ashworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. The Killer told him a different name. Matt on guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned this witness.
You, Shelley the Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client, who definitely would not lie. Mr. The Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is that Mr. On Guard, Matt On Guard, is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Ashworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can't live with myself if I win this.
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is suddenly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big fly. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, It's all because he got put into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nico Samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No, Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
Hey, Darkheads. What are you objecting? No objection anymore. It's a final trial. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the trial to continue. Because if anything about this game I know, is that certain choices just, even it doesn't tell you, it turns into a game over. It's like, oh, you got this ending. We didn't tell you you can actually do that. But oh wells. Well, you can play it all over again. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, I am no better than Engarde. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. But it is because Edgeworth and now know the real truth. Could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. No, not really. Not really, Phoenix, but oh wells. In your world, probably. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. The Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
Who likes to go to the court? It's not a place of happiness.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more apparent is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rule.
This is most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Well, why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then...
And I'll expose the lies in that also beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
It makes two of us. Alright. Adrian is renewed from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. I'm gonna press this one. From the very beginning. From the very beginning. Oh, sorry.
That is correct. From before my client visited the room, all my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. You should use my services, Mr. Attorney. I would suggest you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of a crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind. Natural. The business card is so my clients may escape me. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall.
Broken the rules. I'm going to say I'm gonna contradict this one. I don't know. Either once autopsy report or criminal photo to say that how could you have known? You wouldn't have known. Fifth statement. What's the fifth statement? One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Oh, apparently not. Apparently it's the wine glasses, so okay. Let me see what's the explanation for this. Thank you so much for taking time to testify, Mr. Tequila.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. Tequila's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point, Miss Edgeworth. What is your opinion?
Strange enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have net knowledge of Miss Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry.
Well, it was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us more time. Yep, we're just stalling and stalling and stalling. There's not really a new development happening. If I want to be honest. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. This is what occurred. I trust my memory. I believe I have made no mistakes.
Okay, that's super vague.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Oh, no comments on that? Alright then. Scratch. I'm gonna request for my services on night of the war ceremony. Certain bar to discuss and finalize we managed. I'll press this one. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? Was it with a brief pause? Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a principle of matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. and that the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
It was very important. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met this client before the murder, it's unlikely he's mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so.
You see, it is just as I say.
I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
Now then, would the witness please continue?
Okay, I think I chose the wrong thing.
Hold it!
I thought I would, if I press further, it would show that, I would like, did you really met Adrian Andrews? Then tell me about her physical appearance and all that. Describe her physical appearance. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. It's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was testimony just now of very importance?
It was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
Oh, sorry.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
Do I present... So I guess at this point I'm presenting Adrian Andrews' profile. Seems obvious. Yep.
Objection!
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but it is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly the Killer. You have never met real Adrian Andrews.
Well, why would you say that?
Because he made one very big slip-up. About her.
So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her?
If you hadn't ever met Adrian Andrews in person... Oh, sorry. One look would have told you that she is a woman.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
The witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh no, the killer is sweating oil.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelley the killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Ugh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well. But this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. A request for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
How convenient.
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about the letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Alright. Took the request by mail. Besides, took a job without meeting my client. For the murder of 102 other 3 small other things. 2 or 3 other things?
Yes,
Then what were these other things?
a few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It would be bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. That sounds very risky. Should I? Okay. Whether or not they are related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes?
everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to our client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber, and should you turn out to be one,
Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright. I have to think. This is worth pursuing. Press further. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were.
if it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase.
And then what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client. Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish.
The bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. Should I press this? apparently... Sorry. If I guess the logic here is if the killer actually knows if the killer was actually hired by Adrian Andrews, he wouldn't mention it, he wouldn't be referring to it as a bear figurine. I don't know. It's kind of a stretch, if you ask me.
Objection!
But apparently it's the right answer. Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item?
I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I was going to burn it for her sake. Oh yeah, there was no reason for Adrian Andrews to take the bear figurine, because she would have just asked the killer to destroy the bear figurine, I guess. That would be more logical. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, it would be destroyed by the killer or by Adrian Andrews, I guess. I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order, order, order! So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh, 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 oh. Order, order, order!
Ah, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not.
That's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please.
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please. Not that. Please wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
Okay.
What in the... Is right, are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. Get this up. Maya, she'll... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are.
The prosecution arrests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
Oh. What?
There's a lot of murmuring. A lot of murmuring happening.
Well, I've never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews.
Nah.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt on guard, will be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on guard, to the stand.
Items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We've tried as hard as we could. It looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Ha!
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. On guard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And refreshing like a spring breeze crab. It's just atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life?
Justice for all!
You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya would die. But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer, and she will die. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt On Guard, is... I think there's no wrong choice here. So I'm just gonna say it's guilty. Sorry.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt On Guard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt On Guard is... Franziska! Franziska von Karma! To the rescue!
Whoa, what are you? Oh!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix, right? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine. His injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
That's Gumshoes. Can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for this ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial.
all thought is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Miss Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so, just like that. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that would turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. The killer's pistols have anything to do with this case. I feel like no. I'm pretty sure there was no ever gun involved in this case. There's no real benefit to hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence. Second piece of evidence is this videotape. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But it was speculated that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform to Gateway Water Hotel?
And more details are not needed. I don't think this is going to help us much at all. Thank you very much, Ms. Von Karma. I think that's enough. Right. Is all I have to present, Your Honor?
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we're under normal circumstances. These items from Shelley the killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor? Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix, I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Make Angard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Angad himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Angad. If the killer were to no longer think Angad as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seems like impossible feats at first, but if we could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? There's a person who needs the evidence. Defense, prosecution, and the judge, who has seen all the evidence, pieces of the evidence. And it's how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth. It may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
Oh, what? One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
It's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try is all I will permit.
I've tried to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Angad down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to?
The killer! But let me confirm. Yep.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence would you like to show this person?
The tape.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there's some merit in showing there's evidence to that witness. It's very obvious what that tape is about, you know.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, if you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I've here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it planted at the camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Madame Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, calm now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Yep, exactly what he said. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the killer?
Oh! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
What if that traitor was your client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
Oof, man, this is giving me goosebumps. Even though I know I've heard this, but yeah, that's just sweet, sweet revenge. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hand. I will now return to you, your precious item.
What? I'm not. Beep. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Yay, we saved Maya.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Oh, Aqua! Miss Von Kama, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Yay!
Finally.
Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You have finally received the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, the man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict is, if you please.
Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether it's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief. Plead guilty.
Red on guard. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore.
No! Guilty, 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 guilty!
Damn. Must have hurt, you know? It must have seriously hurt. You know, it also kind of like indicates how he got the scar previously. Probably when Corridor threatened him with the suicide note, he slashed his own face as well. Probably that's what happened, but who knows.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this case.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I've left Miss Von Kama in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
Happy ending!
It looks like we have so resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits. But that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
There's no guilty or not guilty verdict. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh man, that went for 7 hours long? Damn. Time really fly. Time really flew. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter.
I chose... what? I can't count the evidence to help me anymore. To listen to my heart. Side with justice, should I save Maya's life? My client, and God is...
Guilty!
Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were choices then, and your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Okay. Right. Edgeworth, I've good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? The pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believe in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Wow. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself. Until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories. And for guilty verdicts. I use every dirty trick in the book. And so my win record remains spotless. But... a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. Oh, Nemo! I'm gonna give you a shout out. Oh, we have been streaming until now? Damn. Oh, you were playing... at the end you were playing Punishing Grey Raven. Damn, you play a lot of gacha games, man. Give you another shout out. Okay, todas. Nobody is raiding, nobody is raiding. Except for Nemo. I only played 2. Played 2? You sure you only played 2? What's that? What's that over on the clip? Aside from Arknights 3, but I haven't touched it again. Well, there's Genshin, there's Honkai, there's Arknights, and then just this Punishing Grey Raven. You sure nothing else? You sure? Alright, thank you for the raid, Nemo. Alright, I'm just gonna continue finishing this because it's not a lot more left. This is the epilogue. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into his hole and die. Well, Slave haven't touched Genshin for a year. I see. That was a clip an old clip, I guess. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity, everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. We will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorney exists. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you? Right? Well, not really. That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Huh? Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believe in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma, I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. Neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. Something else. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, so wholesome. It's always the ending is always like Maya hugging someone apparently. Oh Nick, I knew you would come through. You caught in guard and convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. I've been starving for 2-3 days straight though. Of course I did. You know I would never desert you. I would never give you up. Never let you down. But we sure press our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Heh. Oh, stomach growling. Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food! Grab, chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry. Even you could look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? My prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth. Please. If you insist. Alright. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way with my gourmet food. So I've decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Alright. Oh, they're still serving food in the hotel. March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Oh, they took quite a bit of time just to get here. Gumshoe! Your head! Is your head okay? Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would eat a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole. Then, it was a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Right too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nicer to him, you might just get it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone get around. You're all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. Let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. It was a 4th item? Oh, come on, yo. It's over. But whoo, boy. I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. That's how how I cope with my trauma. Sounds like you're headed rough, gal. Sounds like you're headed rough, gal. Where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Sure, it's nice to finally see them both smiling again. Also, Pearly hasn't been sleeping for a long time now, I think. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking up something.
Oh, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Next to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying that thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. The credit card receipt? No. The suicide report? Attempted suicide report? Let me check. What can I give? Okay, apparently it's that thing. Interesting. The whip. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Okay, that was just a bit extra, I guess. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. But Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. Sir, who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I can't already put your name on the bill.
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. Better be anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and y'all. Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, y'all don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
It's going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then. If you say so. Objection! Oh, the end. Wow.
It was quite a wild ride, everyone. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
You had really bad luck then. Nobody would have near-death experiences 3 times in their entire lifetime.
I'm so happy that I could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for you two of you, just in case.
Oh, what? Little girl, you shouldn't be talking about things like that. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgewood had a long talk with the chief. He got me reinstated for my sake. I heard you say things like, anything that will go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Good for you to get back your job. Gumshoe. It's this girl.
I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Oh no. I feel like she's going to appear in the next game. If I remember, maybe she also appears in the next game.
Yes, are you here to visit patient? I'm Director Hottie. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes, but remember, even if I've laid so much ass and ironer, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes, oh.
Is it necessary to give him a line? Maximilian!
It's time to begin our quest of world domination and to let the world know we are serious and plan to make a fabulous fight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even though they won't laugh at most joke.
Why do you have to punch or stab Mo in the back with that one? Oh, now it's Mo.
I'm ready, and there's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, represent. We got our new act that will work out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, you will. You're supposed to start us off. Get off with that.
Okay. So many voices I've voiced.
What's this? Rat, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea. That means it must have a deep meaning, hidden meaning. But why do I get a feeling that they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought a word of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like a loyalty animal. I was then it's going to feel my pain or healing. They're going to feel a bit. Speaking of burn, burning with a fire is very dangerous. Where they saw the sinner burn right down and caused the blood.
Old bag. I hope you don't appear in the next game. I forgot. Either she does appear again or she doesn't.
I appreciate everything you and Mr. Ashworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
Your heart's in the right place, Adrian Andrews. Your heart's in the right place.
It has been difficult for me in the countries of late. As such, I will take you a short leave of absence.
Congratulations.
Hey, Daya.
If you'd like to request my services, maybe we both...
That's with longevity.
Oh no. I miss this dialogue, but it's fine. Also, why do we give a chance on? We don't try to catch the killer. He did kill someone. It was me. Did how are you, Diana? Are you only free now? Go do whatever you need to do. Rest and all that. All right. 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International departures, Gate 12.
Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. It's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man. I need to work a boy later. The wife is waking up soon. Oh, okay. You. He told me something very interesting.
I ran off with the things of the killer's hideout. I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
A bit. 4 things? Seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown away my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you?
Actually, I didn't.
I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked in on the head without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have reason higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You're going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using these tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why you're standing here now, side by side. But I've no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways. Francisca von Karma.
Oh, Francisca is about to cry.
I'm Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
Nice. Frame by frame moving plane. Awesome.
Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you. And at last we meet again.
Wait, what's the fourth piece of evidence? I'm so confused. I see. Who drew this? Oh, I think Maya drew this. The only person who would call Nick is either Brills or Maya, and only Maya would do that. All right. Oh boy. That's it. That's it. Did you got a good or bad ending? There's no such thing as good or bad ending. But I did get the extra stuff, I guess. You know, that extra cutscene at the end. Anyhow, thank you so much, everyone. I hope this was one enjoyable ride. I've been playing this game for almost 2 months now. It's Maya life. Yes, Maya's life. I don't think there's another bad ending where Maya dies. That is just game over, really. But yes, more than 2 months actually. More than 2 months. Or at least it took me 8 sessions. It's about 10 sessions now. No, she can die. I mean, she can die, but that's literally just game over. There's probably like an ending where if you choose the wrong choice, you'll be like, yep, he is pronounced not guilty and Maya is shown to be dead and game over, like that or something. Apollo Justice? This is only the second game, Dyer. We haven't done the third one, which I think is called Trials and Tribulations or something. Yeah, so the third one, we haven't tried the third one. So that will be the next one. Next one we'll be doing. Do I want to continue immediately on the sequel? On the next sequel? Next week? We'll see. But for now, that will be it. Thank you so much again for watching. All of you that are watching in the VOD as well. Probably not a lot of people, but then, yeah, for the few that do, thank you as well. So I'll see you next sequel. Bye-bye.